Trying to do.
You're not getting my ID.
Okay. You have a name and date of birth?
So
if you're not comfortable giving the ID, can you give me your name and date of birth? Would you be comfortable doing that?
That's the same thing. Did you take an oath to the Constitution?
Not for this job, no, sir. But of
Really?
course, I am a U.S. citizen.
You're law enforcement and you didn't take an oath to the Constitution?
Not here, no, sir.
Did any of you take an oath to the Constitution?
I'm sure the military guys have on us. I like body cams. I had them when I was at Okaloosa. However, good to get you got your phone. You can report it, at least for your own protections. There's no time limit for detaining someone. This has to be a reasonable time that somebody would expect.
Limit?
No, sir.
Yeah.
I understand you want to exercise your right. I get that. And what is it, the Traveler of the Land clause? I can't remember. Is that the Traveler of the Land?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I haven't had it's been a long time since I haven't somebody give me ID. I mean, I get name and date of birth a lot, but cite you for the ATV or cite you for whatever, and you're welcome.
If you're going to cite me, cite me. I'm not giving you my ID.
You're welcome to record me.
I'm not giving you my ID.
Right now.
If you're telling me I'm trespassing, then I'll leave now.
I have to identify you first, sir.
That's not how it works, bud.
Okay.
So now what?
I'll just wait on you, sir.
For
Once
what?
you provide identification, we can be on our way. Unless I'm going to cite you, which I have to ascertain that based on if you have any warrants or warrants or anything.
You're
like
saying
that.
I'm trespassing. So I have to have an opportunity to leave.
Not until we're done, sir.
Done
you can't
what?
Be trespassed until there's
I
documentation.
can't be
of you
trespassed
trespassing.
until I come back here after I've been told to leave.
You have to have documentation, sir. You know the old saying, if it ain't documented, it didn't happen. I don't have a way to identify you, so I can't document you.
You don't
for
need to
trespass.
identify me.
I do, sir.
You're operating a vehicle that you cannot operate here.
Okay.
You're here illegally because you don't even have a permit.
Give me a
to be
ticket.
here in the first place.
Give me a ticket then.
Okay.
Am I under arrest?
Yeah. No, nobody's saying you're under arrest.
Am I being detained?
You are detained
You're detained
Based
until
on-
we can figure
For
out
what crime?
who you are.
being on federal property, sir, without a permit. Because that's the first thing I asked you. Is, hey, you got a permit? And you're like, nope, sure don't. I'm like, okay, well, I got to identify you then.
So you're going to cite me for
Now, if
not
you
having
had
a permit?
I'd have just
And
matched you with your
operating
license.
An ATV.
We're good to go.
You can't operate. You can't
Where's the
even
signs
have
that say this is federal property? I came in right down there. Where's the signs? There's no
signs all
signs.
over here, sir.
This sign's right back
Yeah,
up there.
I came in right over there. There's not a
There's
sign.
signs at both
You
entrances.
realize, I mean,
and then on
you
the
can't
outside
have a
of the woods.
sign every single few feet. Yet we're 732 square miles of reservation.
Okay. So if I'm trespassing, I'll leave.
You're
Right?
more than welcome to, whenever we're done identifying you, sir.
You're not
you will
going to
be
identify
completely
me.
free to leave.
I haven't committed a crime.
However,
I have
you
not
will be
committed.
leaving with a citation
I haven't committed a
if that's
crime.
what we decide to do based on our findings.
I haven't committed a crime. If you're saying I'm trespassing, then you have to give me an opportunity to leave.
Okay.
If I come back,
Just
then I'm trespassing.
You're also operating a vehicle you are not allowed to operate out here. So there's two violations right there.
It is
Violation.
nice though.
Two violations that you have on federal property right there.
I
That's
can
a,
remember back when the 350s were the size of the 700s, and now the 700s are the size of the 350s. Well, all we want is your license, sir. And I'm going to figure out if I want to give you an 1805 for the ATV. Probably just give you a Nova with a warning on it. But I just got to be able to identify you, sir. That's all I'm trying to do.
You're not getting my ID.
Okay. You have a name and date of birth?
So
If you're not comfortable giving the ID, can you give me your name and date of birth? Would you be comfortable doing that?
that's the same thing.
Well, I mean, some people don't like being handed things or getting things handed to them. So if you want to give me your name and date of birth, we can run you that way.
Did you take an oath to the Constitution?
Not for this job, no, sir. But of
Really?
course, I am a U.S. citizen.
You're law enforcement and you didn't take an oath to the Constitution?
Not here, no, sir.
Did any of you take an oath to the Constitution?
I'm sure the military guys have.
Yes, sir.
So you're aware of the Fourth Amendment?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But I'm also aware of Eglin's laws federally, locally.
Okay.
And you are on federal property, sir.
Yeah.
And you're asking me to leave, so I'm going to leave.
Actually, I haven't asked you to leave, sir. I don't know where you got that. I never said it. I don't think anybody else has
You're the
asked
one
you
that's
to
been
leave.
saying that from the get-go.
That's
You
the
said-
law.
So you're asking me to leave. We haven't asked you to leave.
I haven't asked you to leave.
We're asking to
All I asked is to identify
So
you.
what's the
And then
crime?
make a determination on. We just told you the crime. There's two. You're trespassing.
So write me a
you
ticket.
have no permit. Okay.
Right.
If you'll
We have
give
to
me
have-
your name
and
and date
you
of
have to have
birth, then we
something
can
to
write the
cite you.
ticket, sir.
I can't write you a ticket without knowing your name. Okay, if we don't have your name and date of birth and we can't identify you that way, it's rather hard to write a ticket to a blank nobody.
You haven't given me an opportunity to leave.
You're not even on an authorized
You don't have
vehicle
to.
be out here.
You're here trespassing on federal property?
I'm not trespassing until you ask me to leave.
That's not how.
And then if I refuse to leave or I come back, then I'm
Do you have a
trespassing.
military ID, sir?
I'm not answering questions.
Let's call Okaloosa. Aren't Walton right
Yeah,
now?
you're welcome.
You get Walton. Are we really?
This is Okaloosa County.
Yeah, this should be Okaloosa still, right?
Until you get down to
The line's right down there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until you get right down to Revilla's house.
Should be.
We're in Okaloosa. Yeah. It's Okaloosa.
It's Okaloosa still.
It's Okaloosa, but we're on this side of the county line.
Yeah, we're a part of the homeless camp task force. We've been trying to get the woods and the surrounding area at least somewhat cleaned up. It's been a bit of a trial, but that's why we're actually here
Understand.
today. A lot of times we don't patrol this area.
I understand. I
Just
wasn't
happened to come out with you.
trying to avoid you. I saw you went by you twice. I wasn't trying to avoid you. I
I
wasn't.
didn't see.
I
I didn't
wasn't-
see you at all. I was looking at trash, seeing if there was more homeless.
You
out
guys
there.
were down that side road,
Yeah.
which, by the way, there's no sign on that trail, and that goes all the way out to Range Road. And at the other end of Range Road, there's a sign that says no motorized vehicles. But there's nothing from this end.
The homeless may have taken them down. We found multiple signs that have been taken up, even by the concrete that they put at the base of the poles. We've had them ripped up and thrown into the tree line in multiple locations.
Well, that's not what
Again,
I'm
while
doing.
we're trying to.
It's not why I'm here.
help
I'm
the
just
problem.
riding around.
Well, and you're good to do that, just not here.
Okay, well,
You
let
know
me
what I
go
mean?
then.
Well, once I identify you, I'm more than willing to let you go.
You don't need my
Probably give
ID.
you a Nova. I don't think we'll cite you in 1805. I don't think there's going to be any monetary, but we'll probably just give you a Nova, and probably either do you recreate often or elsewhere? Like, do you have an iSportsman license?
A what?
An iSportsman? A recreation permit? Do you been to
I have
Jackson
in the
Garden?
past. I don't.
You got a pass?
He's telling you he doesn't have a permit.
I have in the past. I don't
You
have
have in
them.
the past. Okay.
Yes.
Well, you know, then there's areas where we can give you. Jackson Guard can tell you where you can ride your ATV freely with that permit.
Okay.
But I just need to be able to identify you, so I can then tell dispatch to add you to the Nova. And if you cooperate, not saying you're not, but if you could, then I can write you just a written warning, and then you can keep on getting access to the recreation. So I'm not trying to remove you right to
Not on
recreate. It's a
that.
beautiful day. I would want to be riding ATV right now too. If I
Yeah,
didn't have to be at work.
absolutely
Yeah,
love
still
the fact
would
that you
never
guys
do that.
come out to this range and
Yeah.
use this land to recreate, ride your four-wheeler.
I'm saying-
trails, but you've got to do it the right way.
Well, now I
I'm
know.
telling you.
Now I know. You're telling me that I can't be here. I thought that the power line was a public right of way, and there were no signs. But you're telling me I'm trespassing. Well, I'm not supposed to be here, so you have to give me an opportunity to leave.
Once we cite you, we have to give you that right. Yes, sir. There has to be citation and documented. Otherwise,
You're
then
putting
it's
the
not gonna
cart before the
happen.
horse. Wow.
Sir?
You're putting the cart before the horse. You're
Well, if you allow me to put the cart before the horse with you, then we can get your name and date of birth, or if you want to give us your ID, whatever you prefer. It doesn't have to be that.
if
We
I'm
identify you.
if
then
I'm
I can
under
add you to my
arrest
Nova.
or I've committed a crime, I'll gladly provide my ID. Am I going
I
to be?
hope you're not
Are you going to arrest me if I
trying
don't
to
give you
do
my
an
ID?
arrest. I hope not.
Am I going to be arrested if I don't give you my ID?
That'll be up to Okaloosa, sir. This is proprietary land for us. Our jurisdiction out here just allows us to do Novas. We're not allowed to institute any type of arrests. In 1805s, of course. We're not
Do you
allowed
have
to
body
make
cameras?
arrests. No, sir. We're just
Any
we're-
of you
we're
have body
excellent.
cameras?
used to.
Well, thanks to you, you're recording it. We don't have the access to that. Our federal lands we patrol have too many sites that we're not allowed to have cameras near. We're unfortunately hindered in that regard. I think we have had them in the past,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah, we have.
And that became an issue.
they pulled
So
it on.
they pulled the plug on us. I like body cams. I had them when I was at Okaloosa. However, good to get you got your phone. You can report it. at least for your own protection.
So what are we waiting for now? Okaloosa?
Oh, waiting for
Sheriff?
Okaloosa because they have jurisdiction here.
Okay.
I can't arrest you because I don't want to arrest you. That's not the thing. I mean, I can detain you and then let until Okaloosa gets here.
You've
Then
detained
they
me for a
have to-
while now.
Yes,
You're
sir.
running out of time.
Well, it's reasonable amount of time expected. It's reasonable for us to stay here until I identify you because there's no time limit for detaining someone. This has to be a reasonable time that
There's no
somebody would
time
expect.
limit?
No, sir.
Yeah.
There's no time limit.
Okay.
It has to be just a reasonable amount of time to the average person, to what a jury would think would be normal. That's what reasonable means. But you know that, I'm sure.
So
You sound
how can you
well-versed.
even stop me and detain me if you don't have jurisdiction?
It's proprietary land. We have land ownership jurisdiction. I just can't
So
arrest you
why are we waiting for Okaloosa County?
because they have the right to arrest you if you're failing to provide identification.
That isn't a crime.
I don't have that right. I
That's
can't
not
do
a
that.
crime though, so nobody has that right.
Oh, that's up to Okaloosa to determine. I don't have jurisdiction for that here. I can just detain you and say, hey, Okaloosa, you gotta come and assess this guy. So, but I understand you want to exercise your right. I get that. And what is it? The Traveler of the Land clause? I can't remember. Is that the Traveler of the Land?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I haven't had it's been a long time since I haven't somebody give me ID. I mean, I get name and date of birth a lot, but I haven't had ID in a while. Now, what I can do, if you want, to save time, if you feel like it's going to escalate further once Okaloosa does get here, not saying it will, just saying, what if, I can start writing the Nova. Could you provide me with information aside from your name and date of birth, like an address, things of that nature? Would you feel comfortable giving me that?
Yeah.
Just for the document
You know what you
purposes?
could have done? Just tell me that I'm not supposed to be here and let me go on my way, and I wouldn't have come back.
Yeah, well, if I could identify you, sir, then yes, I will. Because the only problem is if I don't identify you, sir, and you have a warrant, then you go out and you commit a crime, and it shows in our system that you've then committed a crime, it's on me because I got out with you and I didn't do my due diligence as an officer.
How would they know if you don't have my ID?
Well, there's a call opened up for us getting out with you right now. We had to make a call to say that we're out
Right,
with
but
you.
if we leave, you leave and I leave, and you don't get my ID, and then I commit a crime later, how are they going to connect this with that? That doesn't make any sense.
Because it shows that we were out with you and we didn't get you off.
But you
the
don't know
street.
who I am.
No.
So how
Well,
are they going
hopefully
to?
you don't do a crime tomorrow and then it come back that we had you and you
How-
could have been arrested
How
on
could
spot.
it come back if you don't know who you're talking to right
Well,
now?
you have to be arrested on the spot if you've got a warrant. You know what I mean? Like if that I can't
Well,
just let you go.
I can help you out. I don't have a warrant.
Well, thankfully, I appreciate that. Thanks for
you-
letting me know.
There's that.
But like I said, we just have to wait. We have to identify you to make sure you don't have any warrants or warrants. Make sure who's on our federal property, why you're here, ascertain who, what, when, where, why. You know the things. It's just identification. And then once we get that, we can move. We can proceed. I don't mind just giving you a warning. It's like Tech Sergeant Chapman said. We like the fact that you get out here and recreate. I mean, I want you to enjoy it. Hell, I enjoy riding it on shift. So I just want to be able to identify you, put you on the paperwork, and let you be on your way. If you would help me with that, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Doing everything I can to get out of here. Just short of giving up my rights.
Okay. I'm wishing I would have left my jacket on.
What's your name?
I'm Officer Russo, sir.
Russo?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a badge number?
0368, sir.
And you're with Eglin?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm on the civilian side. We
Okay.
do ops with military where we do joint operations, like today trying to clean up the woods, because I don't know if you saw, I'm sure you did all the trash.
Yeah.
We're trying to get it all logged so we can get a company out here to clean it. I don't know if you have any military affiliation, but the military always goes to the lowest bidder. So we're trying to get everything we can. That way it's all cleaned up. We get it plotted. And hopefully the woods will be more enjoyable. Yeah, I wish that we still wore the body cams. I also see the flip side of the coin, though, as well. It dead ends up there, right? Did you turn?
At
Did you
the-
turn up there?
The water's right down
Yeah,
there.
it get dead ends. I want to try to get back further, but I'm worried about that water making it difficult. For us, our trucks don't sit that high, and our winches are not present,
See that?
so that'll make it difficult for us.
Is that 4-wheel drive?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have 4-wheel drive. These run 4-wheel drive or just rear wheel? Looks like rear wheel.
Rear.
Rear, yeah. You got the big fat tires on the end. I had a Honda 250 just growing up as a kid, but that looks like it's fast for a 700 to be that size. I bet that sucker skirts.
Still breaking it in. I
Yeah, it
haven't
looks
really
like the-
been able to.
It looks brand new.
Just bought it last week.
Oh, nice. Hold your weight pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right at the limit.
I would be too. I'm sure, especially after what we just ate.
220 is the limit, and I'm right there.
Oh wow. I have to call her shortly after this. I may not be able to make it back. We don't get the take-home cars like the county, so we have to wash, refuel, daily accountability, which I do miss the take-home car. That was a benefit.
But you said there are trails around here that you can ride ATVs on?
Yeah, if you, I'll do my best today not to give you any type of like extended citation. I'll try to just give you a warning, because I don't believe you knew where you were. So I would prefer to just give you a written warning. It'll go in the system. You won't be able to get another freebie, but you'll get a written warning from us today. And what we'll do with that is you can go to Jackson Guard. It won't affect you at all, the warning. It won't affect you. It's just for Eglin in-house, just for the federal area. Have you heard of the Avenza app?
No.
So there's an app where you can use where you can see the entirety of the range, and you'll get that from Jackson Guard. Jackson Guard is what it's called. It's right here in Niceville.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
If you go through them, they'll give you a booklet and they'll tell you where you can go, and it's free. You don't have to pay for the booklet. You go every trail you can ride, everywhere you have once you get the pass. I don't think it's expensive. I don't know how much it is.
20 bucks.
Is it 20 bucks? Yeah. And I think you can take this and you'd have a great time out there. There's one they've been riding, I think, up there near Boiling Creek off 87. Every time I'm out there, I see ATV tracks, and I'm like, dang, I bet they're having a good time, because it's a mixture of beach sand, clay, and I guess just like regular road dirt. You get different terrain.
I mean, if you look at the map, these power lines here, like right next to the road, down further, it cuts out more to the north. You can tell it's going through military land, but it's not that obvious on the map right here.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
right here.
It's not obvious. It's just close enough. It's you're past the curtilage. However, you are right on the edge, but you're still past the curtilage of the highway. Wishing I had left that jacket on now, though. Took that sucker off, and I'm regretting that. I got hot when we were eating, dude.
I got sleepy.
We're just standing now. Hey, did anybody give a timeline? They're en route right now? Okay, good. There's a usually one or two, I think, now that patrol Niceville, I think, for this zone, for that section, so they shouldn't be far away.
Okay.
There's two at least. I think there's at least one. There should be two. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, the proprietary jurisdiction. Because I can detain you, tell you why you did what was wrong, and do the best to settle it that way. But then if it escalates or if it's something that I can't handle, I have to call the county. Even
Okay.
if we're in the middle of nowhere, winched out, truck's been bogged down, county's got to come out there and handle it. Which is a blessing and a curse. Keeps some people from having to do work, keeps us from being able to do our own work. Is that a clutch? Sir?
Parking brake.
Parking brake? What do you say, sir? Yeah, mine had a push button to go in reverse. A little red push button.
Yeah, it's got, this one has this thing here.
Oh, really?
Put it in neutral and turn it, and then down twice.
Yeah, those are, it looks fast.
That's the old Yamaha class.
Never seen them.
Yeah, it's old.
Really?
Like the
Right.
red one? Yeah. It's all right, crap. Early 90s. Then we had the Red Rocket three-wheeler. Oh, man, my buddy in high school had a three-wheeler.
You see anything while you were cruising around?
I just got
You
here.
just got here? Okay.
I came from my house, I turned in right there, and I went down past you guys, and then back down here, and
Oh, okay.
I was probably gonna head back home.
Oh, okay. Oh, did they? I don't know if they can make it through that patch. They may have to go all the way down. That was some soupy stuff there at the one entrance. There's another one down here
Yeah.
at the end, down all the way down the power lines. It doesn't have that
Yeah.
crappy mud. Once they get here, by the way, you're going to be underneath their jurisdiction. Okay, so whatever they say or whatever they push forward with, that's between you and them. Okay,
That's fine.
they'll advise us if they want us to take back over command of the scene and issue you a citation or whatever may have you, or that'll be on us to do that on that end. Okay.
So this is technically a scene.
Well,
We don't know what's gonna happen.
it's a call. I don't know. It's a call for them. Them getting on scene is what I mean. Like, this is a location. That's a officer saying that you get on scene when you arrive.
You know, I would have just left when you first got here if you told me. I was prepared to leave.
Well, if we weren't out here trying to preserve the land as we are in our assignment,
You gotta get that ID fixed.
sir.
You gotta get that ID fixed.
Well,
It's like crack to a cop.
I'm not gonna lie. I try to ID everyone I'm out with. I try to ID everyone. And I'm sure you're gonna come back clean. It's not like I expect you to be dirty or anything like that. I just feel like I have to get out with everyone and treat everybody with the same uniformity. I try to get everybody's identification. I provide mine if asked or if they need it. You know. That way it's just a semi-cordial encounter. Especially with this job. It's not like it was at the county. I usually don't get out with people that actively have warrants anymore. So. Trying to see through the truck.